Time to act. Loma Linda University hosting world's largest vegetarian nutrition conference. Over 600 scientists, doctors and nutrition experts will be in California, USA this week to hear about the latest scientific research on the health and environmental superiority of a vegetarian diet. Neil Barnard, MD, stated, "This is so important that the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which is the #1 nutrition medical journal in the world, dedicates an entire issue to this conference." Loma Linda University, we laud your efforts to bringing together experts on the science of vegetarian diets. Our very best wishes for a successful event. Please tune in for upcoming shows on Supreme Master Television for coverage of this event to hear what researchers have to say about vegetarian nutrition and climate change.
United Kingdom universities create a climate change policy research centre. The University of Leeds and the London School of Economics and Political Science are establishing a new climate change research unit called the Centre for Climate Change Economics and Policy. The research will focus on 4 main areas: the sophisticated climate change model creation, fruitful international dialogue, assisting developing countries in adapting to global warming, and reduction of emissions in industrialized nations. We wish the Centre for Climate Change Economics and Policy the greatest of success with all these worthy goals. With the grace and mercy of Providence, may we quickly take the best actions to save our planet.
Egypt confirms another bird flu case. Egyptian Health Ministry officials have confirmed another case of the bird flu virus in a 25-year-old woman, which is now the 45th such case in Egypt, and the second case in a week. The woman was admitted to the hospital with high fever and is being treated with antiviral medication. We wish the young woman a speedy recovery and pray that humans will adopt compassionate vegetarian solutions to diseases such as avian flu.
Novel heat engine could revolutionize solar energy technology. American inventor Lonnie Johnson has come up with a unique heat engine which could increase the efficiency of solar cells to 60%. Current solar systems can only achieve a 30% conversion of solar energy to electricity. Mr. Johnson's device works like a conventional heat engine, but uses pressure discrepancies created by temperature differences to move ions through a membrane and create electricity instead of driving an axle or wheel. Kudos, Mr. Johnson, on your exciting and inspirational idea. We can't wait to hear of more good green developments in technologies such as these.
Japan, Britain and the US invest together to turn around climate change. The 3 countries pledged to contribute approximately US $5.5 billion collectively as funding for the largest project ever to curb climate change and facilitate renewable energy usage in developing countries. Japan plans a US $1.93 billion contribution, while Britain last year pledged US $1.6 billion, and the United States recently announced a US $2 billion investment. A multitude of thanks and heaven's blessings, Japan, United Kingdom and the US, for being beacons of light in this global cause to alleviate global warming. We commend your generous contributions and pray that the Most High will aid our efforts to save our treasured earth.
New case of mad cow disease suspected in Slovenia. The Slovene Veterinary Administration on Friday reported what is suspected to be a new case of mad cow disease, or bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE. Further tests were being performed to confirm the positive result of this preliminary investigations. This would be the 9th case of BSE in Slovenia. Thank you, Slovene Veterinary Administration, for this important report. We pray that such diseases will soon be eliminated as humans return to the life-sustaining, plant-based diet.
Students gather to enact a simulated climate change crisis. Saudi and Bahraini students came together at Bahrain's Model United Nations for the annual Bahmun meeting to engage in activities addressing some of the most pressing global, social and economic issues of the day. One of the exercises was a simulation in which 80% of the world's ice caps had melted, and Bahrain needed global assistance for an emergency evacuation. Bahrain Model United Nations, we commend you for showing how important it is to prepare ourselves for the possible effects of climate change. May the grace of Allah bring wisdom and right actions to protect our precious planet Earth.
UK veterinarians urge vaccination to protect pets from climate change. After the flooding in England last summer, vets have seen a dramatic surge in the incidence of deadly diseases affecting pets. They indicate that humans are also at risk, as some of these diseases can jump the species barrier. Our thanks, British veterinarians, for helping us to realize we need to protect our precious animal companions from the adverse effects of global warming. May all animals be safe under the tender love and care of the Creator.
Saudi Arabia to become a solar energy hub. Saudi Arabia's oil minister, Ali Al-Nuaimi, recently announced the kingdom's goal to become a leader in solar power research, production and distribution. Acknowledging his country's position as the largest oil producer in the world, The minister went on to say, in the same way that we are an oil exporter, we can also be an exporter of solar power. With respectful accolades, Saudi Arabia, we offer our appreciation for turning to the bountiful sun to supply energy for your people and those of other nations. May the great Allah bless your green endeavors abundantly.
Al Gore calls for urgent action from the USA on climate change. Speaking at the Technology, Entertainment and Design Conference in California, former U.S. Vice President and Nobel laureate Al Gore said climate change should be the most important issue for American presidential candidates. He also highlighted that all individuals must take part in trying to curb global warming. God bless you, Mr. Gore, for your inspirational words. May they prompt everyone to work for the salvation of our beautiful biosphere.
Food prices too high for millions. The cost of food is rising beyond the reach of millions of people in developing nations. Despite record harvests of grain, the price of wheat has doubled in the past year alone. As the middle-class sector develops in countries such as China and India, demand for meat is on the rise, which causes grain prices to similarly increase. This, combined with increased transportation demands that cause grains to be grown for biofuels rather than feeding hunger, has inflated prices dramatically. In India, many millions have reduced their meals from 2 to 1 per day. And in El Salvador, the calories contained in one meal are less than half now what they were 2 years ago. We sincerely thank all those whose diligent efforts have brought this urgent situation to light. With great hope, we pray that the world's people will turn towards the simple and nutritious plant-based diet to better share our life-sustaining resources with brethren throughout the world.
The United Kingdom's Waste and Resources Action Program announced significant reductions in plastic bag distribution throughout the country last year.